Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a first impressions drugstore edition. I recently got a bunch of new stuff from the drugstore and I thought what better way to try it all out than on camera for you guys. So if you guys are interested and want to see some amazing and also not so amazing drugstore products, keep on watching. Okay, so I kind of cheated and already did this side off camera. So this is technically still a first impression since I have never played with the palette. I'm just going to show you guys how I got this look on this eye and let you know how I feel about the palette itself. So the first thing I'm doing is priming my eyes with Photo Focus Eyeshadow Primer by Wet n Wild. I'm just going to apply that all over the lid. And I'm also going to be applying my foundation mixture on my lid just a little bit. I'm using L'Oreal Pro Matte and Pro Glow mixed together. And I'm going to be testing out two different sponges. This one is from L'Oreal. This one is from Flower Beauty. So I'm going to start by testing out this guy first to just blend in this foundation on my lid. Definitely not as fine as a beauty blender, so it makes it a little hard to work with in smaller spaces like the eye area. Now I'm just going to set the brow bone down to the crease with my Laura Mercier translucent powder. I'm not using all drugstore today, just the new products that I'm testing out. But I do have a drugstore week. If you guys want more drugstore videos or drugstore product recommendations, definitely check out Drugstore Week. I'll link it in this video. All right, I'm going to be using one of the new City Mini palettes by Maybelline. These immediately caught my eye because the color selection is beautiful. I decided to use Graffiti Pop because of this pop of blue. I really wanted to incorporate that color, and I obviously can't apply all of these eyeshadows or use all of the palettes on my eyes at once, so I'm going to swatch the other ones for you guys. If any of them catch your eye and you want a tutorial, just comment down below on which one is your favorite and which one you would want a tutorial for. So we have Rooftop Bronze, Urban Jungle, which is definitely a favorite of mine, Downtown Sunrise, Concrete Runway, and Chill Brunch Neutrals. So I'm gonna jump right into this City Mini palette, and the first color I'm using is this really vibrant purple. I'm gonna use that as my transition shade. The one thing I will say about all of these palettes is that it looks like there aren't really any transition shades. They're all really shimmery and metallic. So you have to get kind of creative or pull shadows from another palette. So I'm just going to pop that into the crease, starting on the outer V, and then blend inward. From here, I'm going to pick up that really dark purple, and you'll see this one doesn't go on as pigmented, so I have a little trick to bring out more color out of this shadow. And you can see that's what it looks like without anything being done to it. This is just over the foundation and eyeshadow base. It doesn't have a lot of color, but if you look at this side, this is the full pigmentation from that shadow. So it is possible, everything is possible, you just gotta work with it. So I'm gonna pick up that same dark purple eyeshadow and I'm gonna spray it with my Urban Decay Chill Setting Spray. So it's already on the brush, just gonna give it a little mist. And again, I'm gonna pack it on. And that is how I got the most pigment out of that shadow. You can also use a dark eyeshadow base or a purple eyeshadow base, purple eyeliner, but I really wanted you guys to see the shadow on its own without a base helping it out, so now you know. All right, now I'm just gonna go back in with that lighter purple and blend around the edges so it doesn't look so choppy like it does right now. And normally I wouldn't do the lower lash line if I haven't done the skin yet, but because I'm already on the palette, I'm just gonna go ahead and do the lower lash line like I did on this side. So the first thing I'm gonna do is use this Maybelline Lasting Drama Waterproof Gel Pencil in the waterline and then blend it out past the lower lashes. A little bit on the top right here as well. And then with a small angled brush, I just winged it out. I'm just kind of following that guideline from the shadow where I wiped it away. And I'm just grabbing a little blending brush to further blend out this liner. And then right on top of that blue liner, I'm going to apply the light blue turquoise shadow from the palette. And the last color I'm going to be using from the palette is this really pretty shimmery shade, metallic shade right here. It's technically too dark to be an inner corner highlight, but I'm going to do it anyway. I'm just not going to blend it out as dramatically as I would with like a champagne or pinky or nude highlight on that inner corner. But right here, I'm also going to blend it into this purple eyeshadow up here. Create some dimension. yeah, and that is the palette. I really like it. I think the color scheme of all of these is incredible. I can't wait to play with the other ones. Again, some of the shadows, like this purple one, weren't as pigmented as some of the other ones from the palette. But you just have to work with it. Don't give up on the first try. If you apply an eyeshadow or any makeup product like you normally would and it's not working, just switch up your technique, make it work, do what you gotta do to make the makeup work. All right, going into the L'Oreal Visible Lift Radiance Booster Primer next, and I was reading the ingredients on the back, and the second ingredient after water is dimethicone, which is a form of silicone. So I have a feeling this is gonna be really silky and smooth to the touch. So let's give it a try. Give it the feel test. Feels really smooth. It doesn't have a fragrance, which I really love. A lot of drugstore brands tend to pump a lot of fragrance into their products. Stop doing that. I don't like to smell like flowers on my face. It doesn't feel like I thought it would. I had a feeling it would feel like the Makeup Forever Smooth Primer, like like professional. It feels more so like a moisturizer than anything else. I don't know if it's meant to be moisturizing. It's definitely meant to be brightening. Made my skin look really nice and illuminated. 24-hour hydration. So it is meant to hydrate and brighten. Let's see how it works with the foundation. I'm gonna be using L'Oreal Pro Glow and Pro Matte mixed together. I'm gonna start by swiping it onto my skin with a paddle brush, and then we're gonna put these two beauty sponges to the test, the L'Oreal one and the one by Flower Beauty. And on this side, I'm gonna use the Flower Beauty. I'm just gonna blend it out as I go. This one feels so nice. It's so soft, feels just like the Beauty Blender, which is rare. I feel like a lot of people try and get the Beauty Blender effect, but no one's nailed it yet. And this one feels really amazing and soft, and it's like perfect. I feel like that primer made my foundation really sheer, because you guys have seen me apply this mixture before and it's definitely not sheer. Like, where did the foundation go? Or was it the sponge? I'm gonna apply a little more. It's like there's not even foundation on my skin. Maybe the sponge is absorbing everything. Now there's a little more coverage. See, now I feel like I'm piling on foundation because it came out so sheer on the other side. Okay, so now it has me thinking that it might be the sponge that absorbs a lot of product, because on this side, it's not shearing out the foundation as much as the other one was. So that is very interesting. I like both of them. This one's really nice also. It's a little more dense. If you like the feel of it's not hard. It's maybe a little more dense than the Beauty Blender. Very similar to my Ofra sponge I've been using a lot recently in my videos. So between these two, I have to say the L'Oreal one might be a little better, just because I have a feeling this one was shearing out my foundation, and also it's so wide, it's hard to get into really small areas. However, these are the best dupes I have seen so far for Beauty Blender in comparison to high-end brands. So the drugstore brands nailed it. These are really, really good. Now I'm gonna move into some other new products from Flower Beauty. I have the Lift and Sculpt Contouring Palette and also the Shimmer and Strobe Highlighting Palette. I'm kind of nervous to use this because the bronzer in the Sculpt palette, or the contour color, is really dark. So just a tiny bit, dust off the excess, and here we go. Okay, that's not bad. I was terrified. I was like, it's gonna come out so dark, but look, it's pretty decent. That's actually really nice. So now let's try out the blush. I'm gonna use that same brush. You don't need much, just really blend it out, but the color actually looks really good. I'm gonna use the highlight from this palette, but I'm also gonna use, I think, a couple from here, maybe on different parts of the face. And I might use that pink highlighter in the center as like a cheek topper to add a little illumination to the cheeks. But I'm gonna go in with this highlighter next from that same contour palette. Okay. And I'm just gonna lightly dust the pink highlight onto the high points of my cheeks, kind of like as a blush topper. So this color right here. And then I feel like the gold one is pretty similar to the one, actually let me swatch them. So this one is the one from the face palette I was just using, and this is from the highlighter palette. So I think it's the same highlighter, or at least they look really, really similar. So the only other one I'm going to use, I'm going to skip that one since it looks like the other one. I'm going to use this shade right here, and I'm just going to pop it right into the inner corners. Even though I already have a highlight there, I just kind of want to check out the color. So yeah, overall, I really like all these Flower beauty products. I was really terrified of the face palette, thinking that the bronzer was going to be too dark, and it looks really good. I was already done and wrapping up this video, and I was playing back my footage and my mic completely died. So I'm just gonna fill you in on what happened. I was using the RIMMEL Stay Matte Liquid Lip Colors. I believe these are new, either that or it's a relaunch. And I went super nude because the eyes are so intense. The color I was originally applying and was not a fan of was a Latte To Go. So I'm just gonna apply it for you guys so you can see what I mean. It just went on really streaky. I wasn't getting a nice even coat from that liquid lipstick. I'm removing my lip balm so it doesn't affect the liquid lip. And then I'm gonna put this on for you guys. So I'm just gonna get real close since my camera doesn't have a zoom. You guys see what I mean? No. But I didn't get that effect from Mocha, the darker shade. It might just be this lighter one. But I just felt like I had to keep reapplying it and then not smacking my lips together or not really messing with it because it kept getting streaky. And I don't really like the flavor of these. But I did apply Mocha on top, and I don't know if it's because this was already drying down and it allowed this one to go on a lot better, or if it's because it's darker that it didn't go on as streaky, but when I applied these together, it looked a lot better. The final test was to let it completely dry down and see what it looks like. So I'm gonna apply this over the nude. But see how easily that one went on? It didn't go on streaky. I have a feeling it's just because the other one's underneath it. So now I'm gonna wait for this to dry to give it a final verdict. So I'll be back in like a minute or two, because obviously when you apply a liquid lipstick, it goes on kind of glossy. It's not a true matte. So let's just wait a little bit and we'll be right back. All right, so the lip is dry now, and I don't know if you guys can see this, but it's super sticky. I don't know how I feel about these. I wanted to love them, but the flavor, the texture, the streakiness, I don't think they're my favorite. I think I'll have to pass on these. So I'm gonna wipe it off to conclude this video and just put a lip balm on. So I will be right back. All right, my lips feel much better now that I took that lipstick off. I couldn't carry on this video with that lipstick on. It was very uncomfortable. But yeah, that wraps up this video. Let me know which items interested you guys, if anything caught your eye. I highly recommend the Maybelline City Mini palettes. I think they're so adorable and versatile, and just some really cool colors in there and some cool shadows. This L'Oreal primer was amazing. The L'Oreal sponge. I think everything I tried was really great, minus the lipsticks. And Flower Beauty, wow, seriously, check them out. I was really impressed by their stuff, especially after having tried their stuff the first time around and it didn't work. This time, everything was really good. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, you know the drill. Give it a thumbs up, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on my future uploads, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.